Hello, and welcome to Fuel Up Chronicles. Now, it's been a while since I've posted my first episode, which was about a layoff and a new beginning, which you go watch that, you'll see the premise of this channel. Now, this episode will be focusing on the Fuel Up event, which I held August 9th. So, that event is basically, I started 20 years ago to get people together with different interests in vehicles. Now, to my left is the 1965 Lotus Salon. I've had for quite some time, and as you see, the bonnet is off because I've been working on it. So some of those jobs will be highlighted over time. To my right is my 2005 BMW 330 Ci ZHP package, and I've had this car even longer. I would say about 17 or 18 years. Where does the time go? Now, there will be also things I do on this car that will also be highlighted. Now, my original premise was to introduce each vehicle over time before I start showing projects that I was planning on working on them with. However, life doesn't happen that way, and they break before I have a chance to get the episodes done. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, also, I will add the next episode will probably be after this one. The one that was mentioned at the end of the first episode, A Legend from Across the Pond. That one will be coming, and that's about it. So enjoy the episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
comes next. Seen it before, and it's painful. And the rain falls, you're the only one. And the rain You're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I'd do. Unpredictable like the sun. You're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I'd do. Unpredictable like the sun. And the rain falls. And the rain falls. You're the only one. And the rain falls. Someone will call, something will fall, and smash your door without reading the text. What comes next?